This is why they made IMAX. F1, directed by Joseph Kosinski and starring Brad Pitt and a lot of other badass actors and actresses. This movie is fast-paced. Yeah, I did that. But it has to be, because it's long. This movie is long. Again, it's fast-paced, so it doesn't feel it, but it's definitely a long movie. There's probably about 30 minutes of this movie that could have been cut out. I'm gonna go ahead and get the negatives out of the way, because there is a ton of positives in this movie. Everything in the story, you've seen a million times. Grizzled guy coming in to show young hotshot how this really works, even though grizzled guy's grizzled because he just never got what he thought he was going to get when he was the young hotshot. It's kind of like watching Cliff Booth, only not in the 60s, but in modern times as an F1 driver. I was just waiting for him to throw a can of dog food at somebody. I want to go watch that movie now. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. My top 10. That being said, just because you know what's going to happen in this kind of movie, like you can pretty much see it coming. There are a few things that come out of left field as far as character development between our two main characters here that are on the same race car team, but one's got something to prove to keep their spot and how they've worked to get there, and the other one is a grizzled guy that's got something to prove to his friend. His friend from 30 years ago, they used to be in the racing circuit together, and now we're here. And we're thrown into the world of F1, which I think is a lot bigger globally than it is in the US. That being said, the show doesn't, over exposition beat you over the head, like where you got to take a test to understand what's going on here. They use the announcer guy that you always hear in F1 races. Oh my God! Max Verstappen is doing it! That guy, I think it's the main guy. I haven't looked it up yet, but it sounds like every time you see an F1 clip that they got the actual, fucking Lewis Hamilton. He's in this movie, I believe, or they got somebody that's just doing voiceover that sounds and acts just like him. Actually, I think they cut to them at one point in a booth, so I'm gonna have to go back and look at that. But if that is the legit guy from F1, he's doing his job here, and it's really good because right when you're like, what's a... Oh, the announcer kind of answers it without a whole bunch of exposition thrown in. What this movie is coming into a theater, the loudest, biggest theater you can, and enjoying the hell out of what you just paid for. And you'll get it here. It's gorgeous. Hans Zimmer scores it. The music's phenomenal. The cameras that are in the car. I think the Joseph guy's the same guy that did Top Gun Maverick. So you have that cockpit feel when they're racing. And then off the track, there's a cliche love interest story. There's a mother-son. My son's like the sports star kind of dynamic that you've seen in a million movies. But it's done here. And if it was a bunch of lesser actors, then this movie would probably fall by the wayside. But since it is an all-star cast, then this movie doesn't feel that way. And the actors that aren't like super all-star, like Dimson Idris, I think, is the guy that plays the rookie, the guy that's never won like his big race yet. That Brad Pitt's character, Sonny Hayes, I love that, showing him the ropes. You don't feel like, oh man, here's this one actor, a bunch of these seasoned vets, trying to phone it in. Not at all. Everybody's on their A game here. Cinematographers, composers, actors, everything. Minus probably the screenplay writer. It was a very, hey, we don't want the story to get in the way of all this action, but we need something here for when they're not on the track. Because you're literally either in the garage, you're in the pit, or you're on the track most of this movie. And that's where you want to be in this film. I would definitely say that this is a solid B+ movie. If it was shorter, I think it would be an A. I think the difference between rewatching this and like a Days of Thunder or something from the 90s, or even like a Talladega Nights or something like that, is the length. This is a time investment that some of the story beats just don't push it into A movie territory. I think unless I was just like really wanting to show somebody this film on like a massive projector or huge TV or testing out the sound system, I don't know if I would watch it again because I feel like I've seen it. Unless I can go see it in IMAX again, I don't think I'm going to see it again. So yeah, those are my thoughts on F1. What's your favorite race car movie? Like our adrenaline movie, you know, Top Gun, those kind of things. And I really enjoyed Gran Turismo a few years ago or last year, whenever it was. But that's another one of those movies that if I can't see it on a big screen, I'm probably not going to watch it again. And there are a lot of similar beats in that movie to this movie. But this one just looks and has a hell of a crew behind it versus a PlayStation picture. So, yeah, go see F1, man. Bet you this thing's going to do fucking amazing globally. Could be wrong. Might just be a complete, really, really expensive Apple bomb. Wouldn't be the first. Probably won't be the last. So other than your favorite race car movie, are you going to go see this one? Let me know. All right. Caterpillar, 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 caterpillar.